The downfall of the Ratliff family seems inevitable in the White Lotus Season 3 now that there appears to be no way out for Timothy and his international money laundering scheme. Jason Isaacs' Timothy Ratliff has been unraveling in real time throughout the first 4 episodes of the White Lotus Season 3 after an old business associate, Kenny Nguyen, was investigated by major newspapers and raided by the FBI. Timothy helped Kenny set up a fund called Shokel tied to the Brunei government which Kenny used to wash money. Kenny is headed to prison and Timothy could be right behind him. Timothy's money laundering scheme in the White Lotus Season 3 is the tip of the iceberg of problems within the dysfunctional Ratliff family. Victoria is constantly sedated or unserious due to her apparent abuse of the anxiety medication lorazepam, while there is a strange sexual tension between the 3 young adult Ratliff children, spearheaded by the creepy and arrogant Saxon whose mind seems to be filled with toxic masculinity internet jargon. Lachlan may be closeted gay or bisexual, while Piper, who is fed up with the Ratliffs, lied to her parents about the true purpose of their visit to Thailand. Timothy's crimes will destroy the Ratliff family's life at home after the White Lotus Season 3. Prison time and losing his house seem inevitable. It appears that the best-case scenario for Timothy is to enter a plea deal to avoid a long-term prison sentence and other penalties. While Timothy is worried about losing his house, he states to Kenny on the phone that he only made $10 million off the Shokel account, which his tone implies is not that much money for him. While $10 million is a fortune for most people, it may have been just a fraction of the Ratliff's net worth. Either way, the FBI may want to claim more than the $10 million Timothy made, potentially taking his house and other assets. Losing his wealth may just be the start of Timothy's downfall, who will face public humiliation and ostracization from his business and social associates, especially if he goes to prison. As for Saxon, who works for Tim's company via apparent nepotism, he will also face ridicule and would likely be asked, or at least expected, to leave his father's company. Piper seems to want the opposite of what her materialistic and egotistical family wants, so she will likely welcome Timothy's downfall as a chance to escape their toxic worldview and lifestyle. In this way, Piper should be able to get out of this situation okay or be the least damaged by it all. Piper lied to her parents about the reason for going to Thailand because she knew that telling them the truth, that she wants to live there for at least a year, would have been a non-starter for Timothy and Victoria. Piper wants to make something of her life and discover who she really is without the attachment to her annoying and odd family. She did what she had to do to get to Thailand, which means she may not be coming back. Timothy may opt to live in Thailand with Piper as a cover for not facing prison time back in the US. Piper's The White Lotus Season 3 story could mirror Quinn's Season 1 twist. Quinn chose to stay in Hawaii and ditch his family. Piper, Sarah Catherine Hook, reading in The White Lotus Season 3 EP3. Image via Max. Piper's character arc seems to be taking inspiration from the White Lotus Season 1 character, Quinn. At the end of Season 1, Quinn decides to stay in Hawaii and live a very different life from what his family prioritizes. It seems like this situation could be very similar to what happens with Piper in Season 3 as the apparent black sheep of the family. Piper is willing to live on the other side of the globe to get away from them. Even if Piper's dream of living in Thailand doesn't come to fruition in the White Lotus Season 3, perhaps she can help her family cope with their impending less privileged lifestyle.